Welcome to Redtastic. Story 1. I, 24 female, the oldest of my father's children, and the only one of his children born out of wedlock. He and mum agreed that she got weekdays and he got weekends in the custody arrangement. When I was about 5, he got married, and he and his wife had a baby. Therefore, from when I was about 5 or 6 until I was about 15, Dad did spend some time with me, but most of the time he had custody, he passed me off to Nan. There would be patches of time where he would make time for me, but then he would have another baby, and focus would be on that baby for a while. Then when I was 15, Nan passed away. Without her help, Dad ended up not using most of his weekends with me, and from 15 to 18, I ended up seeing him either one weekend every couple of months, or on what should have been Mum's time by meeting him for a coffee after school or something. I also babysat my half-siblings for him sometimes, but not often. At 18, I moved away for university, and from then until now, he does call me around the holidays. I call him on Father's Day and his birthday, and he calls around my birthday because he doesn't actually know when my birthday is. The last time I saw him in person was Christmas 2018 when I dropped by on my way to Mum's house. So on the whole, we've never been that close. Before Nan passed away, she gave me her engagement ring. Dad got divorced when I was 18. He met someone about 5 years ago. He wants to propose and he wants Nan's ring to do it. I've said no, it was meant for me, and I intend to use it when I get engaged one day. Dad's response is that he needs it now though, and I'm not engaged yet, and that Nan was his mother, so he should get the ring before I do. And he says he'll give it to me when he passes away, which is according to him the path that the ring should have taken. I told Dad that it's my ring, I'm keeping it, and he said that he's very hurt and upset over my choice, because this is his mother's ring and he feels he has a right to it, and has basically said he was planning to propose this Christmas. So either show up ready to give him the ring or don't come by this year. I asked my roommate what she thinks, and she says that I probably could have compromised. Example, he gets it now, but I get it back when they get married. My partner agrees with me and says that I should keep the ring because I might never get it back otherwise. Am I the a-hole for keeping the ring? OP, you're not the a-hole. He had more than enough time to ask his mom for that ring for the first marriage if he wanted it that badly. My guess is he is either wanting you to give it up because he has an issue with the relationship you had with her, or he wants you to sell it to get a better ring for his new fiancé, or not have to spend money on a ring for his fiancé because he kinda sounds like that kinda guy. I'm sorry you didn't have a better relationship with him, but you had your Nana. Honor her memory by keeping the ring. It is what she wanted, and if your dad can't understand that, then he's being selfish. Now for some comments. Not the a-hole. Your dad is the a-hole. Keep that ring. Your Nan gifted it to you, not him. If she had wanted him to have it, she would have given it to him. He can find his fiancée a different ring, and if you need a place to go for Christmas, look me up, because I wouldn't want to attend his holiday dinner after that nonsense anyway. Not the a-hole. Your Nan gave that ring to you because she wanted you to have it. She didn't give it to her other grandkids. She didn't give it to her daughter-in-law. And she didn't give it to your dad. She could have, but she wanted it to be yours. And it 100% is. If you haven't even seen your dad in person since 2018, skip this year too and keep your ring. He's made no effort for you. You don't owe him a fickle compromise. Not the a-hole. And unfortunately, no compromise is going to fly. If that ring leaves your possession, then it's gone, gone, gone. He is not going to give that back. It was given to you, and that should be the end of the matter. Also, his ability to make a relationship last sucks. Chances are, this ring is heading on out of the family on the hand of some stranger never to be seen again. I also think he has zero emotional attachment to the ring. It's just a nicer one than he can afford. His theory that it will come to you when he passes is bullshit. Just imagine taking the ring off the widow's finger. Ain't gonna happen. Story 2. My, 20 females, mom died 7 years ago when my little brother, E, 10 male, was 3 years old. It really devastated all of us, and of course I miss her more than anything. If she was still here, things would be so much better than they currently are. Her death really destroyed my dad. He just became really withdrawn and pretty much only focused on going to work and coming home. He fell back on taking care of E, so I started doing it instead. I would miss out on school dances, social events, award ceremonies, etc. to take care of my brother. I stopped even trying to go out, because when I did, my dad would always ask me to cancel plans to look after E anyway. I was supposed to go out of state for college, but because I knew my brother would end up having to fend for himself, I picked local school instead. I still live at home and even work from there so that I can help out too. I've tried not to be upset about it too much because my father lost his wife and I know that he's hurting. But I just wish I could do something other than be my brother's parent. School started up again for my brother recently, and while I was making dinner, he took a flyer out of his backpack and gave it to me. It was a notice about a meet the teacher night. He was telling me all about the other details of it. When our dad walked in the kitchen and asked what was going on, my little brother kind of dismissed him and told him it was just between the two of us, but maybe he would talk to him about it later. The topic was switched after that, and my brother didn't bring it up again before he went to bed, so I didn't really think anything else of it. We did the whole teacher night thing, which I informed my dad of via text, and when we got back home, my dad sent my brother upstairs because he wanted to talk to me. He told me that I need to tell my brother that I'm not the one he should be asking about important school stuff because I'm not his mother, and I'm definitely not his parent. He said it was disrespectful of me to even take E to the event in the first place, but especially malicious for me to let my brother continue acting as though I am his mom. The whole thing just pissed me off. I told my dad that it's his fault my brother views me that way to begin with, because he clearly wasn't up to doing the job after our mom died, and that the only person he should be upset at is himself for making his grieving daughter take up all of the duties that he fell short on after the death of his wife. I told a friend what happened and she does think I'm right, but she also thinks it was cruel of me to say it like that to my dad because he's clearly still hurting. Now I'm not sure if I was being an a-hole. Update. First off, I want to thank you all for your kind comments and all of your suggestions. I really cherished all of your words even if I didn't get to thank you each individually. I really didn't expect so much feedback. I spoke to my dad like many of you suggested and told him the truth about what my childhood was like due to his emotional absence. Then I told him that if he wanted to start being a dad again, he was going to have to earn that title from my brother and earn trust from me before I felt comfortable enough to just hand over the reins to him. He didn't really say much to me, just that he needed time to think, but that he was sorry for getting upset with me. So I've decided not to push him anymore. I've spent long enough trying to hold everything together. And the only person I'm going to continue to give that much effort to is my brother because he still needs it. I did also listen to the other suggestions to do something for myself. So after I dropped my brother off at school the other day, I skipped my classes for the first time ever, which I will not be doing again because it stressed me out, LOL. And I called out of work. I got my nails done, I went to a bookstore, made an appointment with my own therapist, and I bought some flowers to go visit my mom's grave. I told her about everything that's been happening, and I know she wasn't really there or anything, but it felt good to say it out loud. I know this started because I was angry with my father, and I know all of you pretty much collectively agreed that I was not the a-hole for being upset because what he's been doing is worth getting mad over. But I still asked my mom not to be too pissed off at him from the afterlife. I don't know if this was the update any of you wanted or were expecting. It has only been a few days. Maybe things will change. But it's okay if they don't. I did it for 7 years and I can do it for a few more. I will try harder to give myself some grace though. I know I can't keep doing this without slowing down and taking time to heal on my own. I know I deserve a life too, so I'm going to hope my dad comes around, or I'll figure out some sort of childcare every now and again so I can take a breather. Again, thank you all so much. Your comments on my last post really helped me sort this out for myself. OP, you are an amazing sister and daughter. You brought up your brother and have managed to focus on studies and work. Your mom would totally be proud of you. Hopefully your dad will slowly pick up the reins of being a more involved parent, both with you and your brother. Great job having a difficult conversation with your dad. Touch base with him in a few days and slowly ease him into parenting your brother. He definitely needs therapy, but if he isn't up to, push him gently towards it. Best wishes. May all your dreams turn to reality. Now for some comments. Wow, good for you for having that honest conversation with your dad and taking care of yourself for a you day. I am so touched reading about how you are handling your life. I am sorry for your loss. It sounds like you have not been given the opportunity to really grieve because of the responsibilities you took on after your mother's death. Please keep us informed on how things progress. If your dad is still struggling, I hope he finds a therapist for himself. You're an amazing big sister who took on a burden you shouldn't have had to. I hope your dad finally steps up and you're able to start living your own life. It's going to be a long road for your dad to rebuild relationships with you and your brother. Little brother is clearly done with him. Let your dad work to earn trust. Don't feel obligated and don't let your brother feel obligated to sweep everything under the rug. All the best to an amazing woman. Your mom would be so proud of you. You are one of the most unselfish people in the world and a rock star to boot. I'm so glad you took time for yourself, as I don't think you will ever be able to understand how much your sacrifice will mean to your brother. I hope your dad is willing to step up, but don't be surprised if it takes longer than expected. My only advice to you is to take time to yourself at least once a day. It can be as simple as watching the sunset or your favorite TV show. It's time to take care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally.